Now, the Mangaung Metro, which includes Bloemfontein, is celebrating the life of struggle hero and lawyer Bram Fischer. Fischer led the team that defended and saved the life of South Africa's first democratic president, Nelson Mandela, from the gallows. Fischer was himself prosecuted and jailed for life. Palesa Moeti put together this insert on the life and times of Bram Fischer.
Bram Fischer was born in Bloemfontein in 1908. He was from a prominent Afrikaner family. He attended Grey College in Bloemfontein and studied law at the University of Cape Town in 1926. Fischer completed his degree at the then Grey University College, now known as the University of Free State. In 1937, Fischer married Molly Critch and they had 3 children. Molly became involved in politics and was detained without trial during the 1960 state of emergency. In 1964, Molly died in a car crash. Fischer was behind the wheel. They were traveling to their daughter's 21st birthday in Cape Town. Fischer was devastated by the tragedy. At the time, he was the leader of the SABC and was involved in the underground structures of the ANC. To the apartheid regime, he was considered a traitor. He represented Madiba in the Rivonia trial. After the trial, Fischer was arrested in 1964 and accused of furthering communism. In 1966, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. His only son, Paul, died of cystic fibrosis at the age of 23, while Fischer was in prison. Fischer served 11 years and was released in 1975, crippled by disease. He died 2 weeks later in Bloemfontein at the age of 67. To commemorate his life, Mangaung Metro has a week-long program of activities which include the staging of the award-winning theatre production, The Bram Fischer Waltz.
The play is set in Pretoria local, and it's Bram sort of thinking about his life and contemplating the choices that he made, choosing on the side against apartheid as a Afrikaner from Bloemfontein. And he tells his story and how he came to that point. He deals with politics, his home life, the death of his family members, the sentencing of his comrades to Robben Island. Because as you know, a year after he saved Madiba and the other accused from the gallows, he was sentenced to life imprisonment himself.
The monologue features David Butler.
I find it easy because I agree with a lot of what Bram said and did. So for me, that comes very easy for me. But no one-man show is easy. It took a lot of hard work to get there, long rehearsal. And I love doing it. For me, it's one of the nicest one-man shows I've ever done.
To honor a life of his countless sacrifices, courage and tragedy, the main municipal building as well as the airport have been renamed in his honor.
Amongst other things that we have done as the city, it is the bust that you see at the back. Before the issue of statue was actually popular, we also had made a collage within the city and in the same building that is named after him.
In the history books, he's regarded as one of the forefathers of a democratic South Africa.
Bram Fischer is an icon, represents 2 societies that were drifted away by a government of oppression. Bram Fischer is seen as a unifier and a person who had been able to reconcile 2 communities, that is black and white. An Afrikaner who was coming from a very, very affluent community who had left all those opportunities just for purposes of making sure that this country is free, but at the same time there is no color line in this country. So Bram Fischer would always be remembered for the sacrifice that he has done.
Fischer gave up an even life and lost his loved ones, but for him it was a struggle for freedom. Palesa Moeti for Morning Life in Bloemfontein.